Right? And I'm not playing no games. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Pops, and let me start by saying I know what you're thinking. You're wondering, Pops, why do you keep doing this to yourself? Why do you keep watching this show? Why? Why? You've been going through a lot. Why would you do this too? And the answer is, I'm not sure I know anymore. I don't know how children's shows like iCarly or Drake and Josh can provide more entertainment than a Disney Plus show based on clearly one of the most popular female characters in their comic book canon. And the show is literally a show, as I said last week, I believe, a big nothing burger where nothing of any significance happens. And I'm always amazed that they keep making you think something might happen. Like we had Daredevil teases. We've had Daredevil teases since before the season started, but we keep getting them in trailers and pieces of things, plus all these other characters that she may be fighting. And you know what we got in this one? None of that. None of that. I'm just like, what is happening? So this is so okay. Let's just share the street show. This is so strange to me. This is like a wedding invitation in a box. This was so strange. I had to ask someone if this is a thing because my girls got married. I've had some marriages in my family, and I don't know that anyone did this. There's a little box, some little music's going on. Opens it up and it explodes. So it's a glitter bomb, a confetti bomb. Like, is this a prank? This is a real thing? And I was told, someone I'm like, this is common. This should not age well. We need to deal with these people. This is the doing of Al Qaeda. This is what is happening that you think your friends should be asked to participate in one of the most important days in your life by having an exploding box of glitter given to them. Ha ha. Line up the practical jokes. It just keeps going. Like it's so silly. Now I will admit, at least she plays it up like she's irritated. Then this is what happens. She opens the card right here. Will you be my bridesmaid? Oh, let me dump a whole bunch of confetti in your lap. Ha! This is the stuff. I think I was in 10th grade. I had government at Miss Ardinger's class, and Miss Ardinger was a chain-smoking, hard-to-understand teacher sometimes. She was hysterical, though, by the way. Didn't have much of a sense of humor. Really hard on us. And I remember, I don't know why I would do stupid things like this as a kid. They'd have candy sales at school. And I bought a box of Nerds. And I poured the entire box in her drawer like this. And she opened it up. And she just says from the back of the class, "Who's the nerd that put candy in my drawer?" And I'm like, touche. You won, Miss Ardinger. You got me. But I think if you send me a freaking card to be in your wedding and it's like a bunch of glitter or confetti, I'm like, I don't know that this is a positive way to start this relationship or partnership or what. Like, what am I supposed to do next? Okay. So the episode moves very quickly. And then we have our fourth wall breaking nonsense with her name is Nikki about cleaning and whatever. And they've got like, do this, do that. And then you have the fourth wall breaking. And this episode is her going.
Yes, it's a self-contained wedding episode.
Self-contained
wedding.
This
is happening at an inconvenient time in the season. You're right, because that's how weddings always are.
Oh my God. Okay. You may understand that is fourth wall breaking, but you don't understand the fourth wall breaking of a She-Hulk comic book. That's all. That's all. It's very simple. Why the show is a disaster is it's written by people who don't have a sense of humor that the masses can laugh at, that any of us can connect to. They have no affinity for the comic books or a superhero genre because there is no superhero stuff happening. We'll get to the fight scene. It's not a legal show. The legal stuff is like a joke. Like, this is just insane. So this is the Jen storyline is I get to go to a wedding and be a bridesmaid. Then the second subplot, and then she gets to wear her dress that we have all seen this is the bride, right? Nice enough looking lady. And here's all the girls. They're all excited with a few guys in the background. We assume these are the groomsmen or whatever, plus ones, husbands, whatever. She shows up in the spotted blue dress. No, CGI does not look right. I mean, even the hair looks completely photoshopped in. Like, that literally looks like it's already cut for me to just cut off her face and move. Like, it literally looks photoshopped in. Like, it does not even remotely look like hair that is natural at all.
Can I talk to you?
I'm going to go back. Let's see if it actually moves. Does the hair move? Let me mute it because I don't care about the sound. It kind of moved. Yeah. Anyway, Bride is like, no, you can't be hulky. You can't do this. Look at how bad this looks. Like, this face, again, I go back to what I'm saying. There's no texture. It doesn't look like skin. It doesn't look like anything real. It just looks totally bad cartoon. I'm talking like you know how they did like the kids movie stuff, like after Avatar, like, so like maybe like in the 2000s or something, right? Like the live action Scooby-Doo or, something like that. And the characters just don't seem quite right. Now, not all the time. Like, sometimes certain scenes are good. This is terrible. This is terrible. So anyway, it moves along. She's not supposed to. I just want Jen around, basically, which should make her happy because she just wants to be accepted as Jen. And then I just want you to be just Jen. And that's because they do that with the cards, and the cards come up and it just says just Jen. And this is them walking. It's like, you're going to be with Jonathan, and Jonathan's great. Oh, everybody loves Jonathan, right? Come back to the city. This is subplot number 2. So this is the other subplot. Yes, I know. So this is a guy. So in the comic book, he's a character that dates back quite a while. I think John Byrne invented him as well, actually. I have to look that up. It doesn't really matter. He goes by Mr. Immortal. He just can't die. He's a mutant in the comic book. The premise is that he needs a lawyer with this crazy situation of divorces because he's been married like 8 times, but he just fakes his death. He just died because he can just kill himself. He can just do whatever he wants to do to end himself. Oh yeah, I want to make sure I get this right here. No, I want to make sure I get to this scene because again, it's not even trying to be a legal show. You just have these cheesy scenes, and yeah, we get Nikki here.
Confrontation whatsoever.
Oh, I thought that lawyers were supposed to not be judgmental.
No, they just have to represent you. I'm
Obviously,
stepping out.
ending
I'm
a
full on
relationship.
Yeah, they just basically just start female-splaining him, lecturing him. Like, it just becomes this big thing about relationships, not about like specifics of the clients, not about the case. She's just like, well, relationships are hard, and oh my God, you're a horrible human, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? And this is supposed to be a legal office. Like, who decorated this? Why is this like more like the model at a mobile home lot where you look at these fancy mobile homes where they have, because you can buy these things, like they're not like trailers anymore. They buy these palaces, but it's not on a foundation. So therefore your couple $100,000 is all above ground and not in all of this infrastructure. And that's what these are decorated like one of these, like a mobile home model. That's what the She-Hulk set is, a mobile home model to me when I look at this crap. Anyway, so this goes so well that Mr. Immortal basically just decides I'm out and just jumps out the window. Yep, do not. Just jumps out the window. That's it. Just it. That's what he does. So he does his thing. And then just crashes into this little car and gets up, cricks his net and whatever. So we cut back. Now Jen has on her one outfit that she got from the gay guy who does that kind of stuff. And she looks terrible in it, in her human form. It just looks like drapery to me. Like it's yes, I guess it's conforming to a certain extent, but she looks terrible. Such a pretty lady who is really not a bad actress has been sucked into a freaking nightmare of a show. Just my opinions. Just my opinion. So basically, she is doesn't have superpowers, doesn't whatever. It's all just a bunch of nonsense, and she's getting this whole thing about it's not about her. She needs help with like this and this, and then anyway, Titania shows up.
Crap here.
Oh, okay. Well,
My God, this poor lady. I don't know what she looks like in real life, but man, she's just so over the top. It's just insane. Anyway, she's a groomsman +1. Jen starts freaking out and acting like a complete witch. She's obviously faking. She just wants to be here to cause me problems, blah, blah, blah. I kid you not. We are 10 minutes in. We are almost halfway through this episode. Then she goes outside and sits on a little bench and she's eating nuts. And that's this guy's pickup line about, I didn't plus. I figured I'd just meet somebody alone who was a beautiful lady eating nuts on a bench or whatever. I think his name is Josh. And there's Josh lines later. By the way, I was immediately like, there's something to Josh. We'll get to that. So this was the divorce scene. This actually had some moments that I kind of like. I at least smirked or kind of chortled. I like chortle. Chuckle. Laugh out loud. No. But kind of like a snicker, maybe. Because he has like everyone that he's wrong lined up here. You have all of these former wives. And then you have this random dude in the middle. Like, I don't know if he went for the schlong for a brief period of time in his life, but he went black for a while. He had an Indian lady. Everybody has different needs and wants, and they're complaining. And this was the scene. Oh, crap. I hit the wrong button. Oh, God, I hate freaking these apps suck so bad sometimes. Yeah, this was, and again, I don't know. I don't understand. Like, this is supposed to be a legal show, because it does not work like at all. Like, I don't. Yeah, they sneer at him. They're lecturing him. So this is kind of how they approach it. We don't need to play the audio. They just do this little thing. Watch, that was it. That's the spin around in your chair moment. Just thing. If you have an attorney that is just making air traffic controller messages to you instead of talking to you, I don't want legal advice from you. You're an a-hole. So Mr. Immortal has 2 a-hole women about how to deal with all the other women that he doesn't want to confront. Anyway, it's terrible. You're going to pay. It was woman-splaining. It's unbearable to sit through. And then you get to the actual wedding day, I guess. Yes. And she's all the guys. This is like the video game gamer joke. Like, they're so connected to the boys.
So the groomsmen were playing Mario Kart and their shirts got all wrinkled.
Yeah, there's the boys playing their thing in their t-shirts. They play Mario Kart. It's all wrinkled. And it's like, oh my God, from a video game?
From a video game?
Yeah.
Video
games are sports now. They're on ESPN and everything.
Aren't they so connected to the gaming community? I mean, aren't you so glad the She-Hulk people are on the pulse of the gaming community to get a Mario Kart ESPN reference for a wedding and then pawn off the shirts to Jen like she's a maid because, quote, she's on laundering. Have you ever been to a wedding where you had someone who was in your bridal party designated as the launderer? Been in some weddings, have to admit more than one. Had some kids that got married, been to some weddings, performed a wedding. Don't remember a launderer. Again, kind of like Glitter Bomb, I'm willing to admit I'm way out of touch. Maybe you're telling me in the chat right now you cannot get to the comment section fast enough. Hey, bring it. Bring it. I want to hear about your launderer at a wedding party story. It just gets more dumb. And people keep doing this gag with her where she's holding a drink. They take her drink and give her the empty cup, like treating her like a servant. So this is the gag and the whole thing. In her Jen form, that's how it kind of keeps going down. We cut back to this scene, and he just talks like a fool. He says stupid things, and they all just start unloading about. That's right. He says, I have, because he's immortal, I have gold and I have my Apple shares. I'm just going to split everything up evenly. And they're like, no, wait a minute. I was married 18 years. She was only married 3. I had a kid with this fool. And one lady's like, I just want eye contact and an apology. And you're like, oh my God. I don't know if they think it's funny. I will say it's funny with the way they played off each other. Like, 3 years versus 18 versus a kid. The cadence and how it was executed was fine. And at this point, you're so checked out of anything. Like, it's just so awful. Well, then you cut to Ched, the brother or cousin. I think he's a cousin. He's playing Mr. DJ. Cash Bar, of course, because she wants to drink. I feel like I missed something significant. I'm going to go back to it if I get too much further. And so Nikki saves the day with this long, drawn-out spiel about, here we go.
Cheryl, cash money. You want it? You get it.
Yeah.
Amy,
Yes.
you are going to receive a sincere apology.
That's what you get. So it's like just this doling all out. She's just amazing. He acts like a fool. He's a buffoon, of course. And then we cut back, and there's just more shenanigans. Okay, that's her meeting back up with Josh. Let me go back to make sure there it is. That's this shot right there. I got to find it for you. Come on, it's got to be, right here. So Jonathan, if you remember, is supposed to be her groomsman. But it's not really groomsman. Yeah, they give her the laundry.
He's so brave. We just had to resuscitate him this morning.
Jonathan. Of course.
Yeah, that's Jonathan. Jonathan is this little dog with his tongue hanging out, little fake tux, whatever. So it's just the belittling of Jen. And I will say, in a normal circumstance, I could see a comedy or a joke and a gag in a wedding movie or something like that all working. Chortle, snicker, I don't know. So this is a scene where he comes back around. She's really getting wasted and hammered. He's coming around. There's some interaction and some blah, blah, blah. And she's like leaning in, like she's really getting into him. And I'm like totally... So here's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting him to go off to an elevator or something, like they're going to start making out or something. And he's going to pull out one of those syringes and he's going to draw her blood in her human form. That's what I expected to have happen. That would have called back to previous episodes. That would actually make She-Hulk, the show, actually matter, is that there is some sort of group doing something and that they found a way to infiltrate the wedding. Like, that actually would make it a comic book show. I don't know whatever else it's supposed to be. Anyway, none of this matters. It's just foolish, nonsensical talk, blah, 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 whatever. And then, does she get a drink? Why does she go back outside? I don't remember exactly. Let me turn the audio off and see if I can figure that out for you. Oh, she throws up. That's right. She throws up. I want to feel it happen. You think she might turn She-Hulk, but no, she starts throwing up. And when she throws up, Titania sneaks up and sucker punches her. She's like, I'm not changing. I wasn't going to change. She's like, well, this is no fun if you're not She-Hulk. So she's like, of course I'm here. Game on. You can't fool on me and whatever. And then silly little, I forgot how to do it. Her feet start changing here and break her shoes off, but she doesn't really change because she's completely wasted. She drank all this booze. Anyway, long story short, brief fight, couple punches. She's not supposed to be She-Hulk, of course. She promised, right? Let me tell you what, right now, this shot, look at that size of her hand. That hand, it's supposed to be this part of your face is how big your hands are. Her hand looks like it's like this. It's so bad. Like the CGI is, oh my God, it's unbearable at times. So distracting. The hair won't move because the hair is copy pasted on with Photoshop, Premiere Pro or whatever. Couple punches, and this is the one, the image that everybody's going around with this shot. You know, this comic book shot of her being punched in the face. I've seen it in a couple of things. I don't know. I don't watch anybody's footage, so I'm going to watch when this is all said and done. She goes like she's going at, because people are filming. Yeah, this is their battle scene, right? So the battle scene's like this, and she's going to come because she sees all the shenanigans, right? Oh, I'm going to come at you. Get ready. I slipped on some ice, and I cracked my veneers. Ha! Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh my God, I remember that time I was at this wedding and Becky fell on this ice and oh my God. Oh jeez. I don't know who this movie, I don't know who this show's for. I don't know anybody who cares. Anyway, so the bride comes in. Of course, we're expecting her to be mad. She's completely wasted. She's like, I love you, She-Hulk. I'm a big fan. Your boobs are big, blah, blah, blah. And Chad's like, yeah, let's play some music. Cut away to this thing. Yeah, Nikki's like, oh, you go, lawyer lady who turns out to have been married and has kids, blah, blah. Well, I don't remember. Why did they look at this? Hang on, let me figure that out. Oh, I think they were looking at Mr. Immortal's scenes or something, and then they found the She-Hulk stuff. And there's this horrible joke about just being a bunch of hangry males or whatever, and intelligentsia. So intelligentsia is an actual comic book thing. So this is going to, if they were to be comic book accurate, I am not pretending that they might. This is where you would see MODOK, which has been promised in another show. You would see the Leader, which has been promised in another show. You would see some other stuff. So intelligentsia could fit into the MCU. And it's like death threats and whatever. And we shouldn't tell her. It's just going to mess up with her head or whatever. So, you know, Nikki's a great friend, right? And that's how the scene kind of ends. And then we're in the car and she's basically leaving a long message for Jen because she's not a good friend and telling her all of this stuff. And she's there with Josh sharing fries because we know what that means. Wink, wink. Oh, yeah. And then you cut to an actual, we don't get a credit scene. We get this scene. Faceless white guy, lab coat, makes giant syringe. So the other syringe doesn't work, but this long one, it's going to work. And we're going to put it in a case that says biohazard on it. We're going to put it has a case that has a little label. Let's play that so you can get how serious we are. Here we go. Giant syringe. And then look at that. We are so serious. We put this symbol on it. Holy cow. It must be important to use a metal case and the sticker. We know what we're writing about. We know what's going on. Oh my God, they're terrible. So by the way, no Daredevil references. Oh, this is a credit scene involves these little caricature art sketches. And this is, you know, Titania getting her teeth fixed and Chad at the family dinner, probably talking about the wedding. And then there's shots of Jen. There's shots of cosplay Jen or whatever. Different things are going on. Anyway, and there was a shot of Mr. Immortal apologizing to the one me, and that was basically the show. I know what you're thinking. You probably are asking yourselves, how have you made it through your day and not watch this? Well, as I've said, I'll watch it so you don't have to. But folks, please throw me a bone here, will you? Like, share, subscribe, something. Let's have some joy as we end. Let's just have some Bob Ross and make us all smile, at least for a minute.
Bob Ross, all I do is chill.